Picture this. You're rushing out the door. Grab your favorite jar of instant coffee, mix it with hot water, and take that first sip. But what if I told you that convenient morning ritual could be exposing you to glass fragments sharp enough to slice through your digestive tract, or pesticides banned in other countries, or industrial chemicals that triggered massive food safety recalls? What if the coffee sitting in your pantry right now is actually on a growing blacklist of products that health experts are warning consumers to avoid immediately? I'm not talking about obscure brands. I'm talking about household names, brands your parents drank, brands advertised during prime time, brands that have been in American kitchens for generations. And here's what should really concern you. Some of these instant coffee products contain only 10% actual coffee. The rest, hydrogenated oils linked to heart disease, chemical additives that accumulate in your kidneys, and levels of a suspected carcinogen that are double what you'd find in regular brewed coffee. The manufacturers aren't advertising these facts on their colorful packaging. Today, we're exposing the 7 worst instant coffee brands you should never buy again, and revealing the 5 best alternatives that won't compromise your health or taste buds. Let's dive in. 1. The first brand perfectly illustrates why price isn't everything when it comes to food safety. Clover Valley Instant Coffee is the private label brand sold exclusively at Dollar General stores. For years, budget-conscious shoppers reached for this jar because of its incredibly low price. But in August 2025, everything changed. Dollar General was forced to issue an urgent recall for 3 entire lots of Clover Valley Instant Coffee after multiple customers made a terrifying discovery. Glass fragments mixed right into the coffee granules. Think about that. Glass in coffee. Sharp, jagged pieces that could end up in someone's mouth, cutting gums and tongue, or worse, sliding down their throat and tearing through delicate digestive tissues. The FDA classified it as a Class 2 recall, meaning there's reasonable probability that using the product will cause serious adverse health consequences. Dollar General claimed they were investigating, but this incident reveals fundamental breakdowns in quality control and manufacturing safety. Glass doesn't accidentally end up in food products. Even before this recall, Clover Valley had reputation problems. Customers consistently complained about weak, watery flavor that was somehow both weak and burnt simultaneously. Many mentioned strange chemical aftertaste and gritty sediment at the bottom. When you're dealing with a product that already has quality issues, then add a safety recall involving glass contamination, it becomes absolutely clear this is a brand to avoid entirely. Moving to our second brand. And this will surprise many because it's been a staple in American households for over a century. Maxwell House, now owned by Kraft Heinz, is one of the most recognizable names in American coffee. Your grandparents probably drank it, but nostalgia and brand recognition don't equal quality. When professional taste testers from Tasting Table conducted blind evaluations, Maxwell House performed abysmally. Problems started the moment they opened the jar. Instead of rich, inviting aroma, testers immediately detected a harsh, pungent chemical smell. Several described it as reminiscent of burnt rubber or industrial solvents. When actually brewed and tasted, things got worse. The flavor profile was dominated by burnt, acrid notes with overwhelming bitterness that had nothing to do with natural coffee bitterness. Maxwell House is notorious for leaving significant sediment at the bottom, creating unpleasant, gritty sensation. Then there's the aftertaste. Multiple testers described a dry, intensely bitter aftertaste that coated mouths and lingered uncomfortably. One tester stated they'd rather drink almost anything else, including plain hot water. From an ingredient standpoint, Maxwell House contains only instant roasted coffee powder, no artificial sweeteners, no preservatives. So why does it taste terrible? The answer likely lies in bean quality and roasting process. Like all roasted coffee, Maxwell House contains a chemical compound that forms naturally during high-temperature roasting. Acrylamide has been linked to increased cancer risk in animal studies, which is why coffee products sold in California must carry Proposition 65 warning labels. This isn't unique to Maxwell House, but when you combine potentially harmful compounds with coffee that tastes absolutely terrible, why would anyone choose to drink this? 3. The third brand is another American institution losing its reputation one cup at a time. Folgers Classic Roast, produced by J.M. Smucker Company, is actually the second best-selling instant coffee in the United States. Millions start their day with Folgers, trusting the brand, promising the best part of waking up. But reality tells a different story. A comprehensive taste test by Eat This found Folgers produces extremely thin, weak brew with virtually no body or substance. The result is coffee that tastes bland, watery, and completely forgettable. tasting tables evaluation added another dimension: bitterness. Despite being thin and weak, Folgers somehow still manages to taste burnt and bitter. This is quite an achievement in the worst possible way. Typically, weak coffee lacks bitterness, but Folgers manages to be simultaneously weak and unpleasantly bitter, suggesting problems with roasting or bean quality. From ingredients perspective, Folgers contains only roasted coffee with no dangerous preservatives. However, like all roasted coffee, it contains acrylamide and trace levels of polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons from high-temperature roasting. The FDA hasn't issued specific warnings, but here's an issue health-conscious consumers should consider. Folgers doesn't offer certified organic instant coffee options and provides no information about sourcing practices or sustainability standards. This means no transparency about potential pesticide residues or Without organic certification or third-party testing, consumers have no way to verify purity. While Folgers isn't necessarily dangerous, it's definitely not premium. The only advantages are widespread availability and low price. But when flavor is consistently harsh, uninteresting, watery, and burnt, with questions about purity and sourcing, there are much better options available. Our fourth brand is controversial, because it's genuinely beloved worldwide. But American versions present serious health concerns. Nescafe, produced by Nestle, is probably the most famous instant coffee brand on the planet, but the 3-in-1 instant coffee varieties Nescafe sells in the United States are fundamentally different from pure instant coffee, and that difference matters enormously for your health. Nescafe's 3-in-1 products come in individual packets containing coffee, powdered creamer, and sugar, all pre-mixed for ultimate convenience. Multiple investigative reports found these packets typically contain only about 10% actual coffee powder. The remaining 90% is primarily refined sugar and hydrogenated palm oil. A single packet can contain 8 to 12 grams of added sugar. The American Heart Association recommends men consume no more than 36 grams daily, women no more than 25 grams. If you're drinking 2 or 3 cups throughout the day, you could be consuming half your recommended daily sugar intake just from coffee. This level of sugar consumption is directly linked to obesity, type 2 diabetes, metabolic syndrome, and cardiovascular disease. But sugar isn't the worst part. The hydrogenated palm oil is a source of trans fats, and trans fats are genuinely dangerous. Artificial trans fats have been conclusively proven to increase LDL cholesterol while simultaneously decreasing HDL cholesterol. This double effect dramatically increases risk of heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes. The scientific evidence against trans fats is so overwhelming that the FDA actually banned partially hydrogenated oils in food products as of 2020. Even setting aside health concerns, Nescafe 3-in-1 products generally don't taste very good. Multiple reviews describe flavor as weak with slightly burnt undertones, despite claiming 100% Arabica beans. The sweetness is artificial and cloying, and creamer leaves unpleasant film in your mouth. The combination of excessive sugar, trans fats, and minimal actual coffee content makes Nescafe 3-in-1 products something to definitely avoid. The fifth brand is particularly disappointing because it comes from a chain millions love and trust. Dunkin Donuts Caramel Iced Coffee Instant Mix promises to deliver Dunkin's popular iced coffee drinks at home. The packaging features appealing images and promises authentic flavor, but examining what's actually in this product reveals reality far less appealing than marketing suggests. This instant mix contains freeze-dried coffee, but that's where good news ends. According to nutrition experts, instant coffee mixes containing non-creamers and artificial flavors should be avoided entirely because they inevitably contain phosphate additives and other chemicals serving no nutritional purpose and potentially harming your health. The sugar content is alarmingly high. Independent analyses suggest a single serving contains 15 to 20 grams of added sugar. That's nearly an entire day's worth of recommended added sugar for women in a single cup of coffee. The natural and artificial flavors are also concerning. These vague terms can encompass dozens or hundreds of different chemical compounds, none requiring specific disclosure to consumers. Some people report consuming products with artificial flavors triggers migraines or causes stomach upset. Most concerning are phosphate additives nutritionists specifically warn about. According to medical experts, pre-mixed instant coffee products should be strictly limited or avoided, entirely because they contain high levels of sugar and phosphate additives. When consumed in excess through processed foods and beverages, phosphate can disrupt your body's mineral balance. This is especially dangerous for people with kidney disease, but even in healthy individuals. High phosphate intake has been linked to increased cardiovascular disease risk and accelerated aging. 6. The sixth brand might surprise health-conscious shoppers because it comes from a store associated with healthy, natural products. Trader Joe's is beloved by millions, but Trader Joe's instant coffee mix is a perfect example of why you should always read ingredient labels, even at stores you trust. The list starts with cane sugar, meaning sugar is the primary ingredient by weight, even more than actual coffee. Then comes creamer powder containing corn syrup, another form of sugar, then palm oil, then whey. The ingredient list also includes potassium phosphate and sodium acetate, both chemical additives used as stabilizers and acidity regulators. When phosphate additives accumulate in your body through regular consumption of processed foods, they can disrupt mineral balance, particularly affecting calcium metabolism. This is especially problematic for people with kidney disease, but even in healthy people, excessive phosphate intake is associated with increased cardiovascular problems and bone health issues. After all these sugars, oils, and chemical additives, we finally get to the coffee itself. Freeze-dried Arabica coffee and mocha coffee powder listed near the end, meaning it's present in relatively small quantities. You're essentially drinking a sugar and oil mixture with a bit of coffee flavoring. The health implications of regularly consuming this product are significant. The combination of high sugar content and palm oil contributes to obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. The processed creamer adds more empty calories and potentially harmful fats. The potassium phosphate and other additives serve no nutritional purpose and may actively harm your health over time. 7. The seventh and final brand on our worst list might surprise you because it actually contains pure coffee with no additives and comes from a company built on premium products. Starbucks via Instant Coffee is marketed as premium instant coffee, containing 100% Arabica beans with no added colors or flavors. The packaging is sleek, marketing emphasizes quality and convenience, and the price point is significantly higher than budget instant coffees. So why is it on this list? The answer: Starbucks via, like all instant coffee products, contains acrylamide, which forms naturally during roasting when coffee beans are exposed to high temperatures. Medical research confirmed that acrylamide is present in all roasted coffee products, but concentrations in instant coffee are approximately twice as high as in regular brewed coffee. This is because instant coffee goes through more intensive processing. In animal studies, high doses of acrylamide caused nerve damage, affecting the nervous system in ways leading to weakness, numbness, and coordination problems. More alarmingly, acrylamide is classified as a probable human carcinogen, based on animal experiments where it caused various types of tumors and cancers. While the FDA maintains that levels in food and beverages aren't high enough to pose immediate danger to most people, what about cumulative exposure over years or decades? What about people drinking multiple cups daily? Health authorities consistently recommend limiting exposure to acrylamide whenever reasonably possible. So while Starbucks via doesn't contain artificial additives and uses high-quality Arabica beans, it still exposes you to approximately double the acrylamide levels you'd get from regular brewed coffee. 8. Now for some good news. There are genuinely excellent instant coffee options available that won't compromise your health or assault your taste buds. These products actually deliver on the promise of convenience without sacrifice. Il Intenso Bold Roast was rated best overall instant coffee in a comprehensive taste test conducted by the Drexel Food Lab for The Guardian. This was rigorous, scientific testing by food scientists using proper blind tasting protocols. What makes Il Intenso special? The coffee comes in large granules rather than fine powder, dissolving quickly and completely without gritty sediment. When professional testers evaluated flavor profile, they consistently praised its moderate intensity and rich, full-bodied character. The balance between aroma and bitterness is particularly noteworthy. Il Intenso was specifically praised for having very little unpleasant aftertaste. From ingredients standpoint, Il Intenso contains exactly one thing: black coffee. No additives, no preservatives, no artificial anything. The Illy brand is also committed to sustainable production practices and maintains rigorous quality control standards. Il Intenso is widely available at Walmart, Target, Amazon, and even Starbucks locations. 9. Whole Foods 365 Organic Dark Roast is technically instant steeped coffee rather than traditional instant powder. Instead of dissolving granules, you steep a filter bag containing finely ground coffee, similar to making tea. In The Guardian's comprehensive taste test, this won first place in the coffee bag category. Tasters praised its rich, full-bodied flavor, delivering genuine depth and complexity. Flavor notes included sweet fudge and molasses. What makes this particularly appealing for health-conscious consumers is USDA-certified organic status. This means coffee was grown without synthetic pesticides, herbicides, or fertilizers. The ingredient list is simple: organic coffee. That's it. In the taste test, 100% of testers agreed the acidity level was just right. The aroma was described as robust and inviting. 10 Mount Hagen Organic Fairtrade Instant Coffee comes from Germany and has developed a cult following among instant coffee enthusiasts. This coffee is both certified organic and Fairtrade certified, meeting strict standards for environmental sustainability and ethical treatment of workers. Mount Hagen ranked number 2 on Tasting Table's list of best instant coffees. What earned this high ranking was flavor profile that professional testers described as tasting more like freshly brewed drip coffee than typical instant. The flavor is described as both bold and smooth. One particularly noteworthy characteristic is that Mount Hagen retains its aroma even when cream or milk is added. The ingredients consist only of organic coffee beans, with absolutely no anti-caking agents or flavorings. 11 Café Bust, though most popular in ground drip form, also comes an instant version and was ranked best value by The Guardian. Café Bustelo has bold, strong, and consistent espresso-style flavor. Tests showed that even in instant form, Bustelo retains its characteristic intensity and robust spirit. It's not a sweet or smooth coffee like milder roasts, but if you love truly strong coffee that can be diluted with milk, Bustelo is high-quality, low-cost option. The ingredient is just finely ground roasted coffee, with no sugar or creamer, and no safety scandals. 12 Chamberlain Coffee is an instant coffee brand founded by celebrity Emma Chamberlain. This coffee line is certified organic. In The Guardian's test, the family medium roast blend was a favorite due to its bright, crisp flavor with appealing acidic notes. This instant coffee has natural aroma, smooth taste, and no heavy, bitter aftertaste. Chamberlain's goal is high-quality coffee, so they use absolutely no additives. Only 100% organic coffee. 13. That completes our journey from absolute disasters to true champions of the instant coffee world. It's clear that convenience doesn't have to mean compromising on health or suffering through terrible flavor. From warnings about glass fragments and chemical additives to finding smooth, organic, and delicious brews, we've seen that making smart choices is entirely possible. What's your favorite go-to instant coffee? Or have you had a horror story experience with one of the brands on our blacklist? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Stay informed and be a savvy shopper. Thanks for watching.